Young Turks tie the knot.
Hello and welcome to Young Turks, India's longest running show on entrepreneurs. I'm Shireen Bhan. Now this week we bring you a very special episode, the second edition of Tie the Knot in partnership with TiE Delhi-NCR. A first of its kind presentation on Indian television. Tie the Knot is a platform where early stage entrepreneurs are battling it out to raise funds from some of India's top VCs and angels. So in the next 30 minutes, you will see a panel of potential investors strike a deal with 4 startups who walk away with over 6.5 crore rupees in funding. So strap up and keep watching. In 2013, for the first time ever, Young Turks brought you a glimpse of what goes on behind closed doors between startups looking to raise funds and VCs who are on the lookout for the next big business idea. At the first Tie the Knot, startups walked away with 2.5 crore rupees in funding, and this time, things got bigger and better. 60 plus startups applied this year, and after an intensive screening process, 4 startups made the cut and walked away with real funding in less than 7 minutes. First up, the duo Priyanka Agarwal and Anshulika Dubey, who were betting big on crowdsourced funding to support creative entrepreneurs.
Hi, I'm Priyanka Agarwal, co-founder of Wishberry, India's first online crowdfunding platform for creative entrepreneurs. We are looking to raise a total of 4 crores at a 27% dilution.
In a country like India, unless you are a proven entrepreneur shown an exit, and unless you are a famous artist, it is very difficult for you to raise funds for your project. And projects like film, music, publishing, comics, they don't really have a good ROI, so angel investors like you will shy away from them. So what do these creative projects and people who have these creative ideas do? They just go and join regular jobs at Wipro and Infosys, and I'm sure a lot of you really wanted to be musicians and theater artists and filmmakers in your childhood days, but you went to do your regular jobs. Wishberry is trying to change that. We want to bring out the closeted entrepreneurs out. Let me explain this with a little example. Can people tell me who's this guy? I mean, do you know this guy? Okay. And who knows this guy? I'm sure no one knows this guy. This guy is a 28-year-old wrestler. He's already got India 2 gold medals. But no one knows about him because he's deaf and no production house has actually come forward to make a documentary film on him. So 2 independent filmmakers, fairly new, decided to make a film on him. But obviously big production houses wouldn't fund amateurs because they couldn't sign on a Farhan Akhtar to do this movie. So what do? They turned to the crowd on Wishberry. These guys wanted to raise 2.5 lakhs to bring the movie out to the cinemas. And they not only raised their target amount, they went over and raised more than 3 lakhs. So how many people funded these guys? 142 funders from 54 cities in 8 countries funded these guys. 60% of the guys funded the film because they loved the idea. So a lot of people think crowdfunding is charity. It's not charity. It's not a soppy thing that you're funding. What has Wishberry done so far? 150 projects in 2 years have raised more than 3.5 crores from over 8,500 funders across the world. They're from 800 cities.
We aren't a do-it-yourself platform like a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo. We assign crowdfunding coaches who are essentially storytellers to better present the ideas to the public, so that not only individual funders like you and I connect, but they also get the attention of opinion leaders. Shankar Mahadevan, as she mentioned, Anurag Kashyap, Vishal Dadlani, even Rajan Anandandan has funded a project on Wishberry.
You said that you've raised 3.5 crores
Right.
on the platform over the last 2 years.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you want to raise 4 crores in 7 minutes over
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Can you speak about your valuation, please?
Valuation at this stage, I would say, is more art than science. So it's very difficult for me to put a revenue multiple when revenues are growing 50% month on month. Right? Do I take it as last month of 2 or 3 lakhs and take a multiple on that? Or in another 3 months when it turns out to be double or triple that figure?
The concern I have is that if it doesn't scale quickly enough, you're going to make some great projects happen. You're going to make a little bit of money. You're going to be feeling good. It's going to be a lifestyle business. What happens to the investor?
We want India to be on the creative map of the world. We personally counted the number of Indians who won Oscars and Grammys over the last 100 years. Do you know the number? It's 12. Out of a
last
billion
100
people,
years.
12 Oscars and Grammys? I mean, someone else had to make Slumdog Millionaire on India in Mumbai on Dharavi. Why? We will not rest till half these guys who I know want to make movies and films and or whatever dream they have will say, you know what, let me try. So no
Well
lifestyle
done.
business.
Investors.
What are the exit options?
First, would love to bring this slide up, what Fred Wilson says, but if and when Kickstarter decides to enter the developing world, right now they're only in the developed world, they don't have coaches, they don't know how to sell, they rely on their guys to sell themselves. They will have to look at Wishberry.
What if they do an Amazon on you? That is, they don't buy you but come in full force and start competing.
If he thinks Kickstarter can go public, I think Wishberry can go public.
Okay,
that's
well
Union
done.
Square Ventures, okay? So that's not just any guy.
Okay,
For the
I'm in.
Okay. So guys, we got some money on the table. I got the pen and he's got the checkbook.
While I think it may end up being a lifestyle investment, I've decided I'll be a lifestyle investor.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you.
I will give it to the founding team. I'm in.
All in.
All in. Okay. We have 4 guys in, guys.
There is a huge potential, so I'm in as well.
Great. There are 5 guys in.
I'm not only going to invest money in you guys, I'm also going to invest my time in you guys. And I'll make sure that you scale it up to a company that goes IPO. So I'm in.
Thank you.
Right. Sunil, you'll get beaten up if you're not in.
I normally never do what everyone does, but this is compelling. I like what you're doing, and I'm in too.
Guys, 7 out of 7. This is unbelievable.
When you heard the story that they presented, it was brilliant. I mean, you know, talking about raising money for that film. I mean, I hadn't heard about that Gunga Pehlwan, which was a very interesting pitch. And when you think of it, there are so many such ideas that need funding, and they're enabling that. So that's what I liked about Wishberry.
Crowdfunding platform, I would say, is very early stage right now in India. But I think these guys have taken a lead in the market already. So I think there is a significant potential for growth.
I love the energy of the entrepreneurs, and both Priyanka and Anshulika, they are great entrepreneurs.
Now that's what you call a clean sweep. Next up, the trio of Nipun Goyal, Pavan Gupta and Mudit Vijayvergia, the minds behind Curify, a medical networking app for doctors.
Hi, I'm Nipun. I'm a co-founder of Curify. Curify is a professional network exclusive for doctors. We are here looking to raise rupees 75 lakhs for a negotiable equity.
So let's say we have a friend who's looking for who's a physician in a small town named Hisar and is looking to refer a patient for joint replacement surgery in Delhi. And then he goes and adds super specialty as joint replacement surgeon, and we're essentially helping the doctors as much as possible.
So moving on to the current status, 7 corporate hospitals, 1 medical association, 1 international conference, along with a core team of 200 doctors, making 2,500 doctors with whom we are launching our app. We aim to acquire 20,000 doctors in the first 6 months.
Have you looked at issues like HIPAA compliance or any other issues related to any patient information getting stored in certain formats, etc.? So how do you address those issues?
HIPAA compliance is actually a US concept, and that is why that is preventing Doximity and Sermo to expand online to the other countries. Now, in India, we do not have such compliance. We do have patient privacy rules, where the patient name and information should not be shared. But as we all know, the regulations in India are very lax. And what we are banking on is, essentially, we are encrypting all the data that is coming.
So how many doctors have you interviewed so far one-on-one?
250.
How many of them say that if you build this one feature, we will be on the platform on day one?
Most of them. Okay, so in percentage, 60%.
Indians are very polite, and 3 IITians, young kids.
Yeah. Right.
So if I knock it off and make it 30%,
okay,
then you're saying the total addressable market for you, and there will be doctors who don't have smartphones.
Right.
So is that large enough?
Can I add one point here? So 60% is when we have nothing.
Yeah.
So let's take 30% instead of 60% when we have nothing. When we have people on board, this is when the people want to come on board. So right now what we're doing is that for those 250, it was push marketing. But for the rest of the people, it will be pull.
Yeah, but a dream is easier to sell. you know.
Obviously.
Definitely.
So
I mean, that
definitely,
60 could be.
I like the space. I've made a few investments in healthcare. I like the team. I find the valuation very rich. Would you be willing to do a deal at lesser valuation?
So valuation of 75 lakhs for 10%.
So I can bullshit with numbers and do the reverse math, but that would not make a lot of sense. 90% of startups fail just because of co-founder issues. This is not going to be there. We have known each other.
If I say, and I'm in for, let's say, 75 lakh for 15%. Would you agree?
It's Diwali season. You can do anything.
maybe $1 million valuation might be fine, so that makes it 12% for 75 lakh.
Against a 10% for 75, the counter offer came for 15%, and the counter to the counter offer is 12% for 75 lakhs.
We just want to roll out and rock the world. It's a huge idea. We are a great team. We'll do it.
But I agree with Raju. I think your valuation is definitely rich.
75 lakhs for 15%, that's what you said. So, I think that should be, you want to discuss anything?
For me, I'm out at less than 15% for 75 lakh.
I've seen Rajul. He is a good mentor. He has invested in healthcare. So, yeah, I would agree.
So we're going with 75 lakhs for 15%.
Yes.
Okay, guys, it just got renegotiated. You in for the entire 75 lakhs if nobody else comes in? Hey, guys, I'm only trying to help for that 2.5%, right?
I'm in, but
75 lakhs
valuation,
for 15%.
valuation, I would like to confer with the team. I think even at 15% for 75 lakhs, there is some nudging which is needed.
So I'm in. Okay, so let me start with that.
Okay.
But I would like to, of course, I'll have to sit with you guys to really understand how you guys are going about this, because I think you have to do it in the right way. So I think it's very important to.
Wonderful.
But I'm in.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
First of all, I must just commend all the entrepreneurs. I think it's really difficult to stand up on the stage like this, and when you know you're being televised and you're being judged, it's very difficult to put yourself out there.
We could have taken that offline and argue for a better figure, but we wanted to get that thing done right there on the spot. And that's the honestly, for entrepreneurs, that we're always risk averse.
To see real money being offered to entrepreneurs and it happening in real time, and if you just looked at their faces, their reactions, it was so fascinating.
Time for us to take a break on this special edition of Young Turks, but there's a lot more that's coming up.
Well, I had 10% in mind for 50 lakhs, but maybe 8 to 9.
Young Turks tie the knot.